Hey everyone, it's Christy, and so I'm going to be updating you today on the appointment that I had with my doctor. So initially I was meant to see her on Monday afternoon, or Monday morning at about 10 o'clock. I had to go to hell and back trying to work out how I was going to have my class covered during the day for that 1 or 2 hours so I can get to the doctor and then come back to work in time to take my class. So it was a massive hassle. Anyway, I did it. I worked around, other teachers that didn't have class at the time and whatever. I did it. I went to the doctor. I was 15 minutes late, and the lady at the reception said, "Oh, don't worry because the doctor's running late anyway." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. So she'll probably take me soon." No, she wouldn't take me soon. I got there at 11:15. My appointment was 10:30. I waited about 45 minutes. She took like 3 or 4 other people in front of me, which were obviously before me, but they were sitting in the waiting room with me. And then at about like an hour after I arrived, so 11:45, I had to leave because it takes me about 20 minutes to get back to work from where she was. And I couldn't afford any more time because otherwise my class would have no one to look at, like no one to supervise them or whatever. So I went to the reception. I sort of said to her, "Look, I'm sorry, but I have to leave. I need to make a different appointment. I can't keep this one." And she was like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." And she's looking through her book, and she's like, pardon me, and she's like, "Oh, I don't think, the doctor's really busy, and probably not for a couple of months." And I'm like, what? Shouldn't you tell people that, oh, look, there's a 1 hour wait, are you able to keep the appointment? It's like people have nothing else to do but sit in waiting rooms waiting for doctors. Anyway, obviously I didn't say that to her. I was very nice and polite. I just said, "Oh, that's fine, whatever you can do. Obviously I need to come and see her, so whenever is good for me." And then she said, "Oh, hang on, she's coming into the office on Wednesday afternoon. Are you able to make it then?" I'm like, "Yes, of course." So it was an after work time. So I went after work and I went and saw her. Now, before I talk about the appointment, I just want to let you know that Monday was cycle day 3 and I was going to start taking Clomid. I've been on 25 milligrams of Clomid for the past 2 cycles, and I wanted to up that to 50 milligrams because I didn't really feel that it was having that much of an effect on me. So I decided to go on the 50 milligrams. I was obviously going to tell her on Monday that that's what I wanted to do, but I didn't see her. I tried calling her on Tuesday. She said she'd call me back because she was seeing a patient. She didn't call me back. So I thought, stuff that, I'll just continue to take 50 milligrams. So now we're on Wednesday. The first thing I told her when I walked in was that, oh, and by the way, she did take me 40 minutes late, even on Wednesday. So I told her that, hang on, let's just back up a little bit. When I walked into her office, she said to me, "Oh, okay, so have we started putting your medication yet?" Like, she didn't even bother to read my profile, like to see what we had discussed prior, so we wouldn't have to talk about things that we've already talked about. I totally understand that she's got lots of people that she needs to see, and that, no, she doesn't remember me off the top of her head. But I think it would be helpful if she took a few seconds to just read over her papers or whatever she's got in front of her before she spoke to me. So yeah, she comes in, or I come in, and she's like, "Oh, so are you on any medication? Have we, done anything that way?" And I'm like, "Yes, we're on medication. I've taken, 2 cycles of Clomid, and now I've started taking 50 milligrams, and is that okay with you?" And she pretty much said, "Oh, yeah, that's okay, because you've done the 2 cycles of 25 milligrams. She's just very laid back and relaxed and easygoing and like wishy-washy. Like, not easygoing good, wishy-washy good. Like wishy-washy like bad. Like, she's just too relaxed for me. I needed someone to be really proactive and tell me what to do and plan with me. Anyway, so as far as the appointment goes, the FSH test came back normal. The HSG test said that my tubes were clean, which I already knew anyway. The chlamydia test, which I knew was going to be negative, came back negative. The pelvic ultrasound suggested that I had, or not suggested, but showed that I had polycystic ovaries. However, that's the only thing I've got. I don't have any of the other symptoms of PCOS, and therefore, she said I don't have PCOS, I just have polycystic ovaries. I asked her about, like, possible luteal phase defect because, it ranges from 7 to 14 days. And she was all like, "Oh, no, I I don't think, I don't think she answered that question. I don't think she could answer my question. She said the Clomid should fix that. I don't know. I asked her how many cycles of Clomid before we move on to something else, and she said another 3 to 4 cycles. So altogether it'll be 6 cycles of Clomid before we move on to something else, unless of course I want to stop earlier and I've had enough of Clomid. And then I asked her, so after the 3 or 4 cycles of Clomid, what am I going to do now? And she said that she'd just refer me to an IVF specialist. She didn't mention IUI, she didn't mention anything else like injections or whatever, because I did research what kind of other things people do. I asked her, I said, oh, I've heard about IUI, what about that? And she said that, it's got a lower success rate and that it's not recommended because, or she doesn't recommend it because whatever the issue is won't make a difference. I don't know, she just doesn't recommend it. She didn't mention to me that it was also a lot cheaper than IVF, but I don't know. And she's given me a few scripts to go and get my progesterone levels checked for the next 3 cycles. And that was pretty much that appointment. She also gave me a pamphlet on PCOS, and she said to me before she gave it, she said, oh look, don't take everything like don't take it all in, because obviously this is for PCOS, but it's just something to look at. What does that mean? I don't understand. I looked at it, obviously, anything that any kind of information that I can find on what I've got or something similar to what I've got or something that's going to help me understand and move forward, I'm obviously going to read it back to back or front to back or whatever. And I did read it, and it was terrifying. I don't want PCOS. And the way she explained it was like, well, because you've got polycystic ovaries, you might develop PCOS later on. So I don't really understand. Like, she didn't go through the pamphlet with me or anything. She just gave it to me and then left. And I read it walking home to my car, and then, like, all these things that would go wrong, like, cancer of the uterus, diabetes, being overweight and struggling with your weight. Like, it's just so many things that I just completely lost it. And I sat in my car and cried and called my husband and cried because I didn't want any of those things. I didn't understand, and no one was explaining anything to me. So that night I made this decision. Scott had already said to me that he didn't really like that doctor, that we would need to go and get a different referral for a different doctor, which I went to a GP on Saturday morning, and I said to the doctor that referred me to this lady that I need to see someone else because I don't like her. And he asked me, why don't you like her? And I said that she was just really wishy-washy, and just, I needed someone proactive. I needed someone to tell me what the plan was, and that was how it was going to help me get there. Like, it just pissed me off that she even said to me at the appointment on Wednesday, oh, Christy, I feel really positive. You're really, you're probably going to get pregnant in the next cycle or 2. And I'm thinking, honey, you don't even remember who I am. Like, I was really pissed off that she would say it to me, because I don't need support and encouragement. I need a plan. That's why I come to you. You're the professional. Give me a plan. I can get support from my friends and family, but I don't need support from you. I just need a plan. So anyway, that was that. And so the doctor that I went to on Friday... Okay, sorry, the camera just stopped working. I don't understand what happened. So what was I saying? I went to a doctor, my GP, on Saturday morning, and he referred me to someone else. So I told him I didn't like the doctor from before, and that, can you please refer me to someone else? So he did. He gave me a referral for a different doctor at a different hospital, a male doctor, which at this point I don't really care. I just want a doctor who's going to tell me what to do and give me a plan and help me get to my goal. I need someone to tell me what the problem is and how I can fix it and what I can best do. So yeah, I'm hoping this new doctor really helps me. I've gotten an appointment with him. I called up the hospital the day I got that referral just to make an appointment, and I got it for mid-April. So about 5 to 6 weeks. What's the date now? Yeah, like 5 weeks. 5 weeks from now, which is pretty good. In 5 weeks from now, I'm probably going to be in my next cycle or pregnant. So that's good. And we'll see how we go. So that's pretty much it. I'm sorry, the camera cut off before, and now I've totally forgotten my train of thought. I hope I've spoken to you about everything. I don't know. So anyway, today is cycle day 10. I have taken 50 milligrams of Clomid this cycle. I didn't have any symptoms or side effects. I don't know which one it is. yeah, so that's pretty much it. I will update in about a week or so time when hopefully I've ovulated. The last 2 cycles on Clomid, I didn't really ovulate that soon. I ovulated on cycle day 23 for the first cycle, and cycle day 18 for the next cycle, and then yeah, and they were both Clomid cycles. So I would assume that it would have brought it, more closer to that 14 cycle day 14. Sorry, I was just waiting to Scott. He's out the window, and yeah, so hopefully this cycle is the one. I'm not optimistic by any means. I don't feel like I'm going to fall pregnant. I'm so over feeling like this is the cycle. I just feel like it's just so much easier to just assume you're not pregnant, and then when it happens, it's really exciting. So that's where I am right now. I need to also find out about whether our health insurance covers what it covers, because I'm under the impression that all the things that we've done are not covered by our health insurance. So I need to make some calls and see what's happening with that, and I don't know, the money side of it's a little concerning. I don't know if I can keep the appointment with this new doctor because they are a private doctor, they are at a private hospital, so I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you again, or rather you will see me in probably a week's time, maybe 2 weeks by the time I upload it. Thanks, guys. Bye.